Well, my name is Michael Post. To give you some background, I'm a junior at the College of Arts and Sciences. I'm a chemistry major and music minor, but not pre-med, so don't freak out. And I'm running for Vice President of Administration. So for the past 2 years, I've been a senator, and I've really gotten to know the ins and outs of student union, and I've really seen how it can run under great leadership and a strong internal focus, and the way that it can run when that focus is absent. And so I'm really inspired to run for Vice President of Administration to have that strong sense of leadership. VP Admin is very internally focused, and I think most importantly, it can provide stability to a fairly bureaucratic organization that has a lot of ins and outs. It's a pretty complex organization. So some of the things that I really want to work on as VP Admin, it's threefold. I really want to focus on recruitment, coordination, and archiving. So for recruitment, I really believe that it's about not just recruiting officers for student union, but advocates, and really reaching out to the student body and bringing in student leaders, student group leaders, all shapes, sizes, forms, and levels of involvement on campus into the decision-making process in student union. For coordination, I want to make sure that all the branches, committees, different little avenues of student union are on the same page and are focused and channeled towards the same efforts, so that we don't have 3 different groups within SU working on the same thing but not talking to each other and just spinning wheels. For archiving, I really think it's important for us to have a sense of our past, to have an easy access to information like minutes, past projects, past constitutions, so that we know where we've come from, so that we're not redundant, and couple that with a 5-year plan, a really comprehensive look of where SU is going to go in the future, so that we have a good context of where we are in the present, and that the decisions we make will be easier to make and on better information.
One of the key problems that SU has seen this year is retention, and I know that the Vice President of Administration plays a big part in dealing with this. How will you work with people within SU to kind of ensure that they are doing their job and doing it well throughout the year?
Yeah, so I found from my own personal experience that what keeps people in SU, what retains them, is the people in SU. And I'm a really true believer in relationships. So when I first joined as a senator, it was people like Brittany Perez and Jordan Abel who really took me in and made sure that I was doing my job, but also had the resources and felt comfortable doing it. So I kind of want to serve as that role model to incoming officers and to some of the more jaded ones as well. And I think the most important part of retention is being that resource and keeping tabs with everyone in the body. So I've sat on the Recruitment and Retention Committee since it formed this year. I've also been a social chair in Senate. So I've really been experimenting with ways to make SU fun for the officers that are in it, so that there's that balance, because what happens to people that get burnt out is it's because they've lost sight of why they're there. So I really want to build one-on-one, face-to-face relationships with officers in student union, provide them with resources that are there, and work with the Recruitment Retention Committee to make SU worth being in.
You talk about increasing campus card functionality. How do you see this having an impact on the student body in terms of off-campus usage, and internally, how does student union plan to work around the system that's already in place?
So the campus card program is relatively new in terms of using campus card for more than just laundry and then campus vendors. And so student groups have already started using it. This year it's been really popular for all kinds of events and ticket sales and shirts and everything like that. And so I think it's really pressuring the administration to kind of take the next step and move off campus. And it's going to take some more centralizing on the campus's part. Like the campus card office is pretty scattered around campus as well. The benefit that I see to students is twofold. One, it's so easy to add meal points, or to add campus card points to your account, and neighborhood businesses, which students frequent a lot, like on the Loop, I think it would just be really cool to be able to use your campus card at Panera, and even work with Panera, who already has a pretty great relationship with WashU, to give special deals to students if they use their campus card. That's kind of our vision of what it is. And the second benefit is that it helps us burst the bubble a little bit. It gets students, it just gives another incentive for students to go past Forest Park Parkway into Del Mar, maybe into Clayton even, and really, become a little more integrated into the St. Louis community.
How do you balance your internal
traditions, your internal formality, with the perception of being externally accessible.
Yeah.
Because most students, presumably, while it's important for you to pass a resolution, most people don't relate to the term resolution. That's an example.
I think it starts with putting things in simpler language, and really, when and if we send out this update, being send it past a resolution, and this is what the impact is. Or if a student group gets denied funding, having a conversation about what exactly was denied and other avenues you can go to get funding, because student union isn't the only person on campus, only group on campus with money, but really just being open in a common language. Last night at the OBC debates, people kept saying, what is student union going to do, or what are you guys going to do? And something that I really want to push for is bringing everyone down to the same level, that we're not bureaucrats by any means, we're not getting paid, that we're part of the same community, and so trying to, when decisions are made, putting it on a level that is communicable and accessible, and really being just honest. I think that consistency is really important and just explaining the reasons. The reasons people don't get funded, they're usually pretty concrete. They're often based on precedent, but I think that if we can't come up with a good reason, then it wasn't worth doing.